I think it's kind of a fun thing now in retrospect, I'm sure. But yeah, I could see how back in the day you might be going, no, I don't want that to be my image.
No,
So,
I don't think we have much control over
we
it.
do not. And that's why it's great you don't Google yourself. But
well, I think probably
you're married now.
I'm probably afraid to Google myself, which is why I haven't. Somebody told me that I had a Wikipedia page a couple weeks ago. So there you go. But I will not go on my Wikipedia page.
Yes. So you're married, and you have been married for a long time, and this is your third marriage?
Yes.
With Lisa Rinna?
Yes.
Yes, so it's over 20 years.
We've been together for 21 years, I believe, and she'd kill me if I don't know the exact number of years, but I think it's 21. We've been married for 17. So
how do you make that work? That's a long time, especially for being in this business.
They say in Hollywood years is like dog years, right? It's
Yes.
like hundreds of years. We worked at it. We worked very hard at it. And also, I had been down this road a couple of times before and did not want to repeat any of the mistakes that I had made in the first two marriages. And when Lisa and I got together, I said, look, we might get married, we might not get married. Let's just take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 second at a time, and just see what happens without any expectations. So we worked on limiting the expectations, and for me that was really easy because I'd done it a couple of times.
Yes.
I didn't want to. It was more difficult for a girl, particularly for her first marriage, and she was 29 when I met her. There's this archetypal Cinderella moment in a girl's life when they want to have the Cinderella wedding, and they want to have the prince and the carriage, and they want to have the white doves and all that. And I think every girl at some point in their life has the Cinderella myth playing in their head. This is going to happen to me. Mm-hmm. And they have this notion of this sort of grand affair that happens, and then you live happily ever after.
I'm learning where that comes from, having a 6-year-old daughter. That's all every cartoon is about, and every fairy tale.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's reinforced all the times by the princesses at Disneyland and all the places that the kids go. And it's pretty deeply ingrained in the female psyche, that whole idea of the big wedding. And then what supposedly happens after the big wedding and the happily ever after scenario and all of that. And we tried to dispel that in the first 4 years we were together before we got married. We actually did a lot of work in those 4 years. We did a lot of therapy. I was coming out of a pretty bad relationship and a pretty bad divorce. And so she helped me through that, and we spent a lot of time working on it and trying to figure out what was real about a relationship and what was fake about a relationship.
So you did that prior to getting married?
Yeah.
I think that's genius. I think every couple needs to do that, because there's so much you don't know about someone, and everyone puts on their best face. As a coach to people, I see so many people going, I didn't know this about her. I didn't know this about her. Well, it's like, you dated for a year, you've been married for several. How could you not know this information? But people hold it in, or you just see what you want to see. And I think when you're in therapy, you feel safe to expose it.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. You see what you want to see. Mm-hmm. And then, the whole notion of love, the idea of love, is something that I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out, too. And I thought about falling in love, and the whole idea of falling in love is a very passive notion. The idea that one falls in love, that it's something that happens to you rather than something that you build brick by brick, putting the mortar between the bricks and building it. And you get your hands dirty and you get your knuckles brazed, and it's hard work to build love.
And I think you choose love.
You have to choose it, yes. Exactly. It's a very active moment in one's life to make love. You have to make it. Mm-hmm. Like take clay,
yes.
Make the love. And a lot of people feel that they just deserve love to happen to them. And I think that, well, as we know, that's really infatuation, and it's a thing that fills up a void in us that was generated by some narcissistic injury when we were kids or whatever. makes us feel that we need to have this person or this event happen in our lives in order to feel better about ourselves and to get from one moment to the next. If we conduct our love life that way, it's bound to end in tragedy. And that's at least my experience. Like 18 months is what I give it. Any love that is based on infatuation,
Yes.
based on, you know, the idea that the person is filling me up and giving me something that I wouldn't have if I didn't have this person in my life, is dangerous. And I sort of began to learn that as we worked on our relationship in the first 4 years. And now it's something that we both know and believe.